It's the Tristan Law Show. If it was your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristan Law, Summary Tide Pro Wrestling. Today, I'm your host. It is a snow day here in the Northeast. And it's also Jess the Captain's birthday. So we are here today to talk about pro wrestling. We are here to talk about, do pro wrestlers deserve any privacy? Are fans a little bit too close?
Man. You know, that's so sad that we have to come on. You know, we have to have these discussions. I feel like that is just so sad to me, Trish.
Jess.
That they really do have to choose.
Jess.
Choose a different life. You can't have both. That's crazy.
Jess, do it right. Do it right. Your fans are waiting for you.
I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. I'm sorry, kids. Hold on. We're going to start that. We're going to run that back. Okay. I'm ready.
And we're here with Jess the Captain. Go ahead, do your thing.
Hey, what's going on, my favorite yappers, yappies, yapomaniacs? It is your girl, Jess the Yapton, and yes, a queen was born today.
That's right.
And that queen was me. So shout outs to all the Pisces out here in the world and all the February babies. Yes, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to WEB, the boys. Rihanna. Oh no, Rihanna's a March baby. Queen Latifah, I believe she's a February joint. You know, but I too, Tristan, is snowed in. Yeah. Well, yeah, we got a little seasoned over here in the DMV area. Yes, we did. So yeah, I'm spending my birthday on my day off in the snow. Snow Queen.
I love it.
I love it.
Well, I'm glad that we can be here for your birthday, guys. Make sure you drop some happy birthday remarks in the chat for Jess. You could also leave her a message at 973-826-0101. I'll forward all the messages to her if you guys want to say anything, whether you're watching this 6 months from now, because people are just watching episodes like from way back in the day. So, you know, whenever you find this, if you want to say happy birthday to Jess, 973-826-0101. But Jess, something was said this week and throughout the weekend, and it wasn't small at all. It was Britt Baker. She clarified, Britt Baker from AEW. What was said was that, you know, she is not retired. But that's not the story, Jess. The story is she stepped back from full-time dentistry because, you know, she's Britt Baker, DMD, you know, dentist. And she's Dr. Britt Baker. That's right. Put some respect on her name.
I love that.
You know, she's a dentist, but she had to step back from full-time dentistry because of aggressive fan behavior. My issue, Jess, is that it's not storyline. This is not kayfabe. This is real life. And it got me sitting and thinking as a semi-retired pro wrestler, somebody who people say, you know, if you keep doing what you're doing on YouTube, you're going to be famous. I'm like, yeah, all right. Well, you know, maybe it's not fame. Maybe it's just I want to have a space where like-minded people could just come around and talk about. But it got me thinking this, Jess. When did being a wrestling fan start meaning access to somebody's real life?
Oh, man, when TMZ when TMZ was born. When paparazzi's, like when paparazzi became an actual job. You know, you remember back in the day where you had that group of people with big cameras and everywhere and big flashlights, and they just doing all sorts of stuff so they could, you know, get their little, let's say, what is the word? Freelancing. As a journalist, I get it. Freelancing money. And at the time, people thought, you know, we could just see them walk their dogs, enjoy their life, be a dentist, be a barber, be a restaurant owner, whatever. It was fine back in the day. Now people are just so obsessed with people's lives. It makes them uncomfortable. And I guess for me, that makes me feel sad because I'm like, if I last checked, me, you, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Jade, Charlotte, Roxy, Ivy Niles, everybody, you know what we all have in common?
We're all people.
Yes, absolutely. We are human beings. We are human beings. We have a mind. We have feelings. You know, I don't know if y'all believe in those and stuff, and feelings and emotions and stuff, or, you know, not everybody wants to be 1000% one person. I don't even want to be one person. I like to be 1,000 people.
Not me.
So what is so bad? Like me, I like to be a writer. I'm a teacher. You know, I'm an editor. I like to storytell. I like to talk. Like, I like to do different things all in one. So for a person to try to put me in a box, like Britt, like, why is people trying to put these celebrities in one box? I don't like it. Like, okay, she's a wrestler. Great. But what is so bad with her having a dental license? You know how hard, Trish, you know how hard it is to get a dental license?
She had to go to school for
Like,
a very long time and take a lot of tests.
Long time. And then she had to do a registry and all that. And it just,
You see,
it's sad. And there's so many, you know, Trish, there's so many wrestlers who have this issue. You know, little Roxanne Perez been stalked.
wow.
Yes, I'm about to say, Rena Ripley said that, you know, they feel like they have the audacity, they're bold, try to touch her or pinch her or something like that.
Wow.
Jey Uso has had this issue as well. So I guess the real question is, what's wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? What y'all doing?
The thing that I'm starting to wonder, Jess, is has it ever been more dangerous? And, you know, I think that's what we're really talking about today. You know, is it dangerous for somebody to be a celebrity? When we're looking at somebody like Britt Baker, like, all right, she confirmed that she's not retired. She's mentioned aggressive fan behavior affecting her outside profession. Like, a celebrity is only famous because of the job that they do. You know, like, I remember, Jess, you know, I sit here on the show all the time. I've been mentored by Nunzio Little Guido from ECW, WWE. You know, I know where he lives. I have his phone number in my phone. And he's the guy that took me on the road and said, hey, kid, let me show you more wrestling outside of, you know, what we currently are in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I remember walking around with him and I'm like, I'm walking around with a famous guy. But, like, to me, he's not a famous guy. He's my friend. You know, he's just a regular person. He's just famous for the job that he does. So, like, Britt Baker, she's a dentist who freelances as a pro wrestler, or maybe a pro wrestler that freelances as a dentist. But, like, she's still in charge. She
probably had her dentist certification before she became a wrestler.
She probably did. And the thing, too, is that she should be able to feel safe in her regular skin. You know, she should still be able to have a practice and practice what she loves. But now she can't do it anymore because, you know, people are affecting her outside profession. I don't think that's right.
It isn't right. But you know what's wrong is that some fans don't really understand the difference between, you know, the character and the person. You know what I'm saying? I've noticed a lot of fans when they talk about, you know, meeting their favorite wrestlers and stuff like that. Sometimes the wrestlers stay in character, which I'm just like, well, you know, that's your job. You can do that. But some of them, they're like, you know, we don't need to do all that. I mean, we're in a restaurant, for Christ's sake. You know, you're not going to expect Randy Orton to get in the Viper stance at a restaurant.
He's not.
You're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to want Jacob Fatu to do all that all gas and no brakes in the middle of a park. Like, no, like, people have to remember these are still people, and the people that we see on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, AAA, all of that is still a character. I'm gonna say 85% of the time, what those characters are, they are absolutely the opposite. Like, I think, like, y'all know, I love Obafemi, and the way, look, y'all saw, look, no, I'm talking about the fight between him and Kit Wilson just last Friday, and how he exerted his dominance, told him, said, read, and everyone was like, oh Lord, have mercy, you know. But I feel like he probably is like, you know, he's really a good guy. He don't talk that loud. He's not that assertive unless he has to be.
Right. I think that the issue, though, is it's boundaries. You know, it's the lack of boundaries,
yes.
And I think that access has built modern wrestling. You know, accessibility has built modern wrestling to make people feel closer to the fans. Like, I give out, you know, the social media so people can follow us on social media. You know, some people, you know, we follow back. Like, you know, I follow Stu and whatnot, and you know, it's just like, it's quietly creating a vulnerability. That's why I'm very careful in what I post. You know, like I'm not going to post my address. I'm not going to post where I live because, you know, if you show up to my house, you better have wings because you might fly. You might fly. And if you don't have your wings, then after you fly, you will get them. But let's look at some documented cases of people that, or pro wrestlers that have had issues, you know, with celebrities. You know, aside from her, we have people like Darius. She's in TNA, but she was known as Sonya Deville. They had a home invasion at her house. Jess, they attempted to kidnap her. I remember hearing the story where she told this story somewhere, and I'm not going to lie, it's scary. I think it was her and what's Dom's girlfriend? I got hit in the head. I was a wrestler. I can't remember the name. Not Mandy Moore.
Oh, wait, we're talking about Liv.
Right. I think it was her and Liv in the house, and you know the guy came to like kidnap them, and you know all kinds of stuff like that. And it's just like the guy had zip ties. The guy's a real EDP. He's a real emotionally disturbed person. You know, it was online stalking that escalated into physical intrusion.
It makes me sad. It really does. It makes me so sad that these celebrities can't just live and just be. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, why are you so obsessed with this woman or with this man? Why? It's just TV. It's TV. And I'm just like, I don't like it. I really don't. Just going back to Roxanne, when she first got here, she had a lot of problems in like just going back and forth between shows with Raw. I believe she had a home invasion happen as well. And now she has to have extra security when she travels back and forth. The girl is only like 23 years old.
Right.
Like, I don't want to, I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm not trying to be that lady where it's just like, I'm not understanding the thought of men having to harass women that, you know, they probably would never interact with unless they're at the show.
So here's what I'm seeing from the Google machine. I'm not sure how true it is, but last June, Roxanne was the target of several online harassment and stalking, which included her personal address being leaked online by a malicious account.
She got doxxed.
Right, she got doxxed, right? On Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Somebody named Roxanne Perez. Is Roxanne Perez dead yet? And like, yo, that's craziness. That's craziness that you're really out here, that you're look, let me tell you something that's crazy, right? Even as recent as this past weekend, you know, somebody showed up to Mar-a-Lago to go ahead and do whatever they want to do to the president. Look, I'm not saying that you're not supposed to dislike somebody, but trying to, and I'm going to say it, you know, because people don't say these things on YouTube. I'm going to say it. Trying to kill somebody because of how is not okay. It's
right,
not okay.
How they look or something. It's
or
not
because
right.
of what they practice or whatever. This is not a political thing. This is a human thing. You're showing up to somebody's house to want to kill them or kidnap them. To me, that's craziness. To me, Jess, it's no longer, when we're bringing it back to pro wrestling, this is not fandom. This is delusion.
No. Delusion. Absolutely. And it just, okay. I know we're talking about wrestling, but I'm going to say something. This is why Doja Cat has said things about fans, and I'd be like, I don't see the problem. Like, there's been a lot of times where she's been like, F the fans, or the fans ain't shit, or things like that. But then I'm like, well, look how y'all act when y'all see them just trying to go get a coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, or just trying to get to their Uber from the plane. You know, you're expecting, you do not have the, what's the word I'm looking for?
The entitlement.
You are not entitled. Yes, you are not entitled to a celebrity recognizing you in any way. Like, me personally, I'm grateful. If they say, you know, if they even give me the good old, hey, I'm good. You don't even need to stop. You don't even, I'll be like, hey, Jay Uso, and he's walking, and he's, in a rush, and he hit me with the, and I'm good. I'm good. You just give me the head nod. I'm good. Go about your day. Give me a smile, a head nod. I'm grateful. But y'all want these men to hug y'all, dap you up, take all these pictures, ask questions. I think my favorite is ask for money. I think that's my favorite.
I think that's I think some of these people want. Don't get it wrong. I would never say F the fans. I was talking to one of my friends who has a YouTube channel. Dave Knows Wrestling. He's got a couple thousand subscribers. I might be on his channel on a Wednesday. And the thing is, thanks Jess for reminding me. I got to remind him that we're having that conversation. But the thing that he tells me is that he blocks everybody on his channel. Anybody that's negative or crazy, he just blocks them without even thinking. And like for me, I'm a lot more generous. The reason why I'm a lot more generous is that I will allow anybody to hang out here, as long as you're not racist, sexist, or there's sometimes somebody will come in there and type Nigger. I'm not saying the word. That's what they write. With the hard R. With the hard R. So like what I do is I just, you know what? I'm not going to bring attention to it. I'm just going to make your account disappear and you'll never see this channel again. Because I won't address you. I won't give you the attention that you need. And my whole thing is it's about being respectful. I would never say F the fans. I would never say, F Stu or F King Suavito or anybody else, Fernando. Right. I would never say that. I would, like we all have a relationship that we're building here and it's built off respect. And, as long as nobody disrespects, if you show up to my house, I'm telling you something might happen to you.
Listen, we got a law here in Maryland. We have a law here. It is called castle domain. It is a law here in Maryland where you even step over that threshold. That's it. You step on that threshold, it's fair game. Let me just say that. It's fair game. That's all I would say. But oh man, how's the chat doing? I was like, we've been chatting about the safety of our favorite wrestlers and stuff. We ain't even what's up with the chat?
Let's look at the chat. We got wonderful wrestling is wonderful 97.
Hey.
I think that wrestling is wonderful. He put 100 emoji with the double lines under it. 100.
Yes. So, yeah. I don't know what he's saying 100 about, but we're going to say yeah.
100. Got King Suavito in here. King Suavito says, what's up, everybody? He said, it's been a while. Good to see you all are doing well. He said, happy birthday, Jess.
There we go. I was like, all my yapping maniacs, y'all not going to tell your girl happy birthday? Come on now.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Stu says, what's up, guys? What's up, Stu?
Stu Beef.
You called him Stu Beef?
Yeah, hey, listen, Stu Beef, yes, the good one too, not the cannibals. Talk about the really good thick one from Progresso. Yep.
Stu says, what's up, guys? Start my new job shortly, so I can't stay, but came to vote and say what's up. Good luck at your new...
Congratulations.
That's right, good luck at your new job today. Stu's making a video for me, of me, and it's going to be on his channel, so when it comes out, I can't wait to see what he does. Stu sent me an email, and like I say, I make myself accessible. Tristan Law Show Media at gmail.com.
I have to say, he's very, very, he's very talented. Everybody, make sure you guys go check out Stu. Seriously, the boy is very talented, and we support all of our content creators, especially in the wrestling world. So definitely support my boy.
Yeah, that's right. Look, I'm gonna put his name right now in the chat if you're watching live. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out his channel. It's Stu, STEWVEWWS. We got King Suavito. He says, that's right, Tristan and Jess. Let these goofy fans know what's up. Send them back flying with wings. I support.
Yeah. Okay. For all you Game of Thrones fans, I'm going to fly him through the moon door. If you know, you know.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So I'll just tell you because it's Game of Thrones. So there was a lady in the castle. She had a moon door. So the castle sit on a big mountain. So the moon door was in the floor. So she opened the moon door and you had pretty much 100 to 200 feet worth of ground down there. And all you got to do is push.
And if you don't have wings, you just end up splat.
I hope you're a bird because you better learn how to fly.
So we were talking about the woman, right? And it's not only the woman that have the problem as well, too, when it comes to, the issues with the fans. As recently as 2021 on Raw, Seth Rollins had his own issue where a fan jumped the barricade on him on live television and tackled him from behind.
Crazy enough, I didn't ever think about that. I didn't know that was a fan. I didn't know. I saw that happen. Mind you, I'm just watching it because, when I'm watching Raw, I'm just watching, analyzing what the story is. I'm never really paying attention of what's really happening. Honestly, I thought that was, what's his boy name? Kevin at first.
Kevin Owens?
That was Kevin at first because it went so fast. So shout outs to the cameraman because that cameraman flipped that off so fast I couldn't even recognize. But now I see clearly that is just a brother in some weird reason. I don't get it. I don't get it.
That one of the things that it's not a fan because WWE cuts the camera real quick. They cut to something else.
Yeah, that's when I knew. I was like, oh, that's not. Yeah.
And the thing too is that they still keep cameras on them. You just don't see it, just in case they ever need to sue. They have the footage of what happened. There's more cameras than Jesus got discipled in an arena when it comes to live production. But the thing that I look at with something like that, Jess, is if it can happen on live TV, it tells you something about proximity. You see, because looking at it with Seth Rollins, and that happened in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, and the problem was that the fan was catfished by a fake Seth Rollins account. And that person, started a relationship, a romantic relationship with the fan. And I guess that something happened with the fan, and the fan decided he was going to spend his hard-earned money and jump the barricade. But I'm not trying to be funny, but that does say something about 2021 as compared to 2025, 2026. That tickets were so cheap in 2021 that you can buy one to a WWE event to go jump over the barricade, your hard-earned money to go jump over the barricade to go jump on Seth Rollins. If you did that today, no, not that you're going to jail, you have to be rich.
Basically, I can't say nothing. We just, for all the ladies that are watching, this same thing happened at the Mariah the Scientist concert. I'm gonna say Mariah the Scientist because I was like, Mariah Carey doesn't tour. So Mariah the Scientist had a concert, and these girls, mind you, this is front row, they on the floor and all of that. Everyone knows front row tickets are pretty high. They're fighting. Girls, all these ladies, they're just fighting, and I will never understand that. I'm like, why do y'all buy tickets? Y'all spend $200, $300, $400, $500 plus dollars to go to these events, whether it's concerts, wrestling, whatever. You go to either be a hater or fight. What?
I know a friend that went on a cruise, and you know me, I love cruises. I love going on a cruise, and we are trying to plan this big cruise in September. I'm not sure if I'm going to go or not, but we planned this big cruise in September, and she can't go because she got into a fight on a previous cruise because they banned her from the cruise. I'm like, damn, you only went one time and got banned one time. To me, that's wild. That's wild. And looking at Seth Rollins, getting attacked by that fan, he didn't press charges on the fan?
Because Seth Rollins is a good person. Seth Rollins, the person, is a good person. Seth freaking Rollins probably would have chopped his head off.
Seth Rollins, Colby Lopez, is very empathetic.
Respectfully, does that man look like a Kobe? No.
Nah, he looks more like a...
No. It's like you look like your name should be... Keith, right? Corey,
right.
Something like that, or Ben. Like, come on, bro.
I said
Iowa. I'm like, dude.
I said this on an episode that I did on Saturday, talking about the Club Shay Shay and Seth Rollins. That I personally don't think that I would have had the emotional intelligence to say, no, this guy needs to go to jail. I would have said this guy needs to go to jail, throw him underneath the jail, forget about him. But Seth Rollins is like, you know what? He was catfished, that the system won't help him, by him being in jail and being in prison. You know, he's obviously, you know, mentally, you know, I don't want to be rude, but he has something wrong with his mind that he can't function normally. I'm not trying to be rude. If anybody's offended, I apologize.
No,
But Seth Rollins
right.
was able to say that. I couldn't say that, Jess.
Yeah, man. And it makes him just looks like a very humbled human being. Because honestly, mental health or not, I seen Law and Order SVU episodes of this about catfishing and how far this could really escalate. And hypothetically speaking, if, you know, from the episode I found, Seth could have been found responsible because of those catfishing messages. So this all could have been so bad, really, really. So he was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna sit down. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna do this so we can nip this in the bud. No, I'm not that person.
We got a message from Heel Vega. What's up, Heel Vega?
Heel Vega.
He says, "Good afternoon, everybody, and happy birthday, Jess."
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You know, I never thought that, you know, I could create a platform to where people would just want to come in and like say happy birthday, you know, and different stuff like that. So, you know, I look, Jess, I know it's not much, but I'm glad that I've had a place where people know who you are. They can come in and say happy birthday.
Yeah, but that's how all the spaces start. They all start small and then it just grows as people start to get more comfortable.
Yeah, King Suavito actually asked a really good question. His question is, what would you have done, Tristan, if a fan jumped the barricade and tackled you? Would you go into business for yourself and go off script? LOL.
Good question.
To answer that question, I think that I would be more shocked. I'm being honest. I could say it's easy for me to be like, oh, I'm Billy Badass, and when he jumps in the ring, I'm going to yoke him up and stuff like that. But, you know, I think I'd be more shocked. It'll take me like a half a second to realize what's happening, you know, because you already know who is supposed to jump in the ring with you, if anybody is supposed to, you know. But the best thing that I can say so I don't get sued, King Suavito, is that I would protect myself. And if I need to, I would restrain the person so that I don't get injured. Because remember, there's at least 3 of us in the ring. And 1 of him. Good luck to him.
Yeah, that's true. They showed a video about something like this, something similar of this happening back in the Attitude Era with Kevin Nash.
Oh yeah, they took and Macho Man. Oh yeah, they definitely.
They was showing that on socials. That apparently, you know, they was doing their wrestling thing, him and Macho Man, and like the crowd literally broke the barricade and jumped Macho Man, and apparently Macho Man is Mr. FAFO.
Okay, so we're thinking about something different then, because I remember one where Kevin Nash was in the ring, and I think Macho Man was in the ring with him, and the fan jumped the barricade and came into the ring, and they were giving him live rounds. Don't get it wrong.
That's the one. That same one.
Okay,
same one.
okay.
I was like, that man, and I was like, God, Macho. I was like, dude. I was like, why you do that? That man he was not playing with you at all. I was like, dude, you could have died.
Heel Baker says that I'm basically a younger New Jack. I am not. I've met New Jack. New Jack is scary. I'm not going to lie. New Jack was very scary.
You're over Femi. You just don't want to admit it to yourself.
No. I'm talking about like for legit shoot, like New Jack. Okay, so I love this. I'll keep it brief so that we can move on. New Jack was in ECW. And he's known for the mass transit incident. You familiar with the mass transit incident?
Nope.
It was a kid who portrayed to be an adult, and he was at a wrestling show with his father. He was a wrestler. We're using the term wrestler in quotation mark. Okay. And what happened was that New Jack gigged him. He bladed him so that he could bleed, but like it was like some violent stuff. Like the kid almost bled to death. That's how bad that it was. And it's like one of the things that you always say is that you always gig yourself. You don't let anybody else gig you. That's what we call it, gig. But New Jack was in there hacking away at him, and New Jack had to go to court for that. Heel Vega says that, and he's scary. Heel Vega says that Tristan Law would do exactly what New Jack would do for fan, jump the barricade and attempted to insult him. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Let's talk about
a little bit, just a little bit.
let's go back to the woman again, right? So, we're talking about our wrestling fans a little bit too close to the wrestlers today. And let's look at a privacy violation. I think that all humans, we are entitled to our privacy. Don't get it wrong. Just when we are here live on the camera, like, our privacy goes out the window. It's our job to protect our privacy here in our separate windows that we have here. It's everybody else's job in the chat to protect their privacy. Don't post your social or the last 3 numbers in your card. Like, don't do any of that. But somebody like Paige Saraya from AEW, she had private photos that were hacked. Like, when I mean private, Jess.
The ones. I know what you're talking about. I was like, you didn't even explain it. I was like, private. I was like, oh.
There was a video floating around of her, a guy named Brad Maddox. He was a wrestler in the WWE, and Xavier Woods in the locker room. Let me tell you, if that came out today, you would claim it was AI. But there's no AI back then. She was doing her damn thing.
She was being an adult.
Yeah.
I was like, she was being an adult. It's not like, yeah. See what I'm saying? And this is back then, right? So we're talking about when did that happen?
Don't make me lie. Maybe 2016, 17 when those videos came out.
Yeah, so 2016, it was pretty easy to hack an iPhone. Back then.
Look, man. I'll just say
it was easy.
I'll just say this. What people do in their private is what they do in the private. As long as you're not hurting kids and everybody's fully consenting, I think it's all fair game. As long as you're not hurting people, especially kids. If you hurt kids or people, you belong underneath the jail. But like, this is something that she did consenting. It doesn't matter if she did it with one person or 2 people at the same time. It was 2. But like, that public exposure could take a toll on somebody's mental health.
Because now you're gonna be like, oh, so she get down like that. Oh, let me get a turn. Again, another Law and Order episode talked about this. Oh my God, kids found one of their classmates is OnlyFans because that's what she had to do to pay for school. So, they saw one of her videos. At the time, it wasn't OnlyFans. It was still the black couch culture. I know you know what I'm talking about, Tristan.
Nope. No clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
No clue.
Anyway, black couch culture. During the black couch culture.
Yeah.
They saw her on one of those websites and they thought, hey, since she's over there doing it with these guys, let me take it. Let me see if she gonna do it. She must gonna do it with me. Like, I'm like this guy. I'm a nice guy. I know her. I'm entitled to her doing those things to me. It's very, very weird energy, the entitlement of men. No offense, Tristan.
Look, I agree. Like, don't get it wrong, Jess. I found people that I know that have a OnlyFans, and like, I don't see any difference between what you do on YouTube versus what you do on OnlyFans. It's still content. So if I find your OnlyFans and I know you, don't be surprised if you see a subscription from me, because you know what? I'm all about supporting the homie. Because, it's, I ain't gonna lie. If I had breasts and a vagina, I'd probably go in there and put it on for people to pay to go see it too.
Yeah.
Listen, stripper culture is a thing. It is. People have been paying for coochie since 14, 15, 16 thousands of years. Been paying for sex forever. So
look, everybody wants their entertainment in one way or another. Some people will sit here and listen to us talk about wrestling, but some people need to see a little bit of skin. But the point that I'm trying to make,
is weird. I'm like, the sexualization of wrestlers. So because so it's no, I can't go for that. So forget the women for a second. I'm talking about men now.
So you've never been attracted to a wrestler?
I ain't say all that.
Like, I'm talking about, like, okay, so you never thought Randy Orton was hot?
Never said that either.
Okay,
never said he was never fine. Fine as the fire that comes out on his theme song. Okay, I ain't never said that. I ain't never said that. But you ain't going to catch me on his page or in his area, wherever he lives at. You're not going to catch me trying to rub on him and try to grab on his meat shaft. No, that's rude.
So, okay, so you're pretty much saying that Trick Williams is he's safe, and Obafemi is safe as well too.
Fine, yes, all the men, fine, beautiful. I'd hang them up on a wall, but I would never disrespect a black man's privacy. Come on, boundaries. Now, I mean, if you ask me to, then I mean that's a different story. But if I'm just seeing you for being who you are and you're working, you're doing your thing. A good yay, woo, clapping, yay, I love you, Trick, I love you too, love you, Oba, I love you too, Randy Orton, wink, I'm happy with that.
Right, just get a bucket and mop you up.
Right, bring me out into the bucket and put me outside.
But the point is too that not all violations though are physical. Heel Vega says that Saraya spoke candidly about her mental health after leaks and even admitted that she considered taking her own life due to the public exposure. Like her or not, she's a human being.
Yes. People are, some people are just evil. We just can't, we can't control every man, woman, and child on this earth. Some people just have horrible, evil hearts and souls. It's ridiculous. And it mostly be bots.
Here's my question.
Go ahead.
Bots are, even if it's a bot, there's still a person behind it somewhere.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Mm-hmm.
How could somebody live with their conscience knowing that they are the catalyst that released all those pictures of Saraya, of Paige, formerly Paige, and because, that she took her own life? I couldn't live with that.
You know why they don't care? You know why they wouldn't care?
Why?
Because in their minds, because of what the internet has done for us, what social media has done to our minds, people they're going to flip it around and say she's weak. They're like, it's like God forbid something ever happens to one of our favorites where they can't, mentally hang on because of how y'all harass these people. Y'all are evil. Some people are just evil, and y'all are going to switch it up and say they are too weak to handle your evil. So now you're the winner. No, you suck. Like you suck. There's a cold place in HE double hockey sticks for people like you.
I agree with that. I agree. Heel Vegas says that. So he says that we're being vulgar today. I understand that it is 12:56.
Because people are just, people are disgusting, and we really should be talking about it. And I'm just so tired of people being so scared nowadays. I understand the administration that we're in, where a little bit, some people are just too scared to do anything, to speak, to breathe. No, I'm not. Tristan not.
Nope. Follow me on Threads.
It's wrong. And nobody is entitled. You are not entitled to these celebrities. And I'm putting wrestlers as celebrities because, hey, they're making more than me. They're a celebrity. Hello. So, these are still people. I'm not saying, I don't want, they deserve your boundaries. They deserve your boundaries. Respect, hey, everybody, it takes respect, give respect, whatever, but they deserve your boundaries.
That's right. And digital violation is still a violation of people's boundaries.
Man.
If you are getting the pictures and stuff like that, or, getting them, like, look. Ain't nobody can't lie to say they don't got no freaky pictures in their phone. And nobody can't lie to say they don't got no freaky pictures of other people in their phone. But when
you got no freaky pictures. Who said that?
Oh, no. I heard a voice from somewhere.
I don't know.
But the thing, too, though, is that when you get those pictures, you're supposed to do them in confidence. You can't just be out here, shaming people or that. All that behavior to me is weird and inappropriate for you to be shaming people. But let's look at the cultural shift, right? Because when you look at the early 90s, the early 2000s, or back in the day, there was no Instagram.
Nope.
There was no DMs.
Nope.
There's no flight tracking apps.
Nope.
There's no daily behind the scenes.
Nope.
Mystery was protected. You didn't know what your person was doing.
The best thing we had was MapQuest.
We had the National Enquirer, and half them things in there wasn't even right. They made them up.
Okay, half of it. Okay, we ain't have nothing. So it was like if you saw pictures, if you saw certain things, it was because they themselves put it out there. Or going back to what I said about the paparazzi, somebody within their circle is a snake and they pay for those pictures. You know oh yeah, it's different.
You know what's funny? Speaking about being a snake, right? I remember when I was in Team 3D Academy when I first started wrestling, and I remember asking Bubba Ray Dudley, I'm like, so how do they get all the information for the dirt sheets? He goes, people in the wrestling business give it away. I came to find out later on in life that people like Paul Heyman used to leak stuff for ECW.
He looks like it. I was like, you just look like you're the problem.
Right. And it was his company. So he would leak things to get people thinking and people talking and stuff like that. But now what wrestlers do today in this day and age is that they monetize their personality. There's daily vlogs. They got direct messages. Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, has a service that if you want access to her, it's $100 per month. And you can message her and she will message you back.
I don't see the problem. I mean,
I ain't spent $100 on it.
I'm just like, wrestlers have to look. All right, let's just, running back to about wrestlers having 2 lives. Oh, oh yeah, come on, don't do it. He said,
almost did it. Caught myself.
So 2 different lives. Like, okay, I can understand if somebody like Ivy now has a second job. B-Fab, Michelin. I hate saying her name wrong. I'm sorry. Meechin. Her, I can see them type mid-carders. I can see them having a second job. Because the money probably is not the same as somebody who is on the main roster. Like on the head, you're not CM Punk, you're not Roman Reigns, you're not Charlotte Flair or Alexa Bliss, You're not them. So if you needed a second job so you could live the lifestyle that you want, I can understand that because the money is different.
Right.
And everything is way, way, way more expensive than it used to be. So
I'm looking at at this day and age. It's the constant availability. It feels intimate. Here's the thing that I'm looking at, Jess. And people do vlogs. Vlogs make people. I thought about doing a vlog so people can see what it's like to produce a show here. But here's the question I'm asking everybody. I'm asking you as well too, Jess. Whether you're watching live or on demand, go ahead and answer this question in the chat. Let me know. If you consume someone's life every day, do you start believing that you know them?
Feels like, I'm about to say, listen, I know we're talking about wrestling, but again, all it is, on the words of my favorite threader, not Nick, everything is wrestling. Everything. Because you could say that about Beyonce fans. You can say that about Cardi B fans and Nicki fans and Kendrick Lamar fans and Drake fans and all the most obsessive artists you could think of, the ones that everyone obsessed with and knows where the top 5. But no. And the answer is no. You do not know them. You know their art. You feel what I'm saying? You know their craft. You know their content. You don't know these people. Just like with Nicki Minaj right now, we all thought she was one. Well, no, not all. I knew what type of woman she was when she rapped about Mitt Romney. I already knew. But anyway, a lot of people were shocked and like really disappointed and to find out what's her stance on certain things. You would not be disappointed. Your heart wouldn't be broken if you would separate the art from the artist.
Fair. Heel Vega says, to answer that question, it varies by individual. Personally, I don't know a single celebrity based on what they allow to be seen by the public.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. You don't know nothing unless they post a picture. And be honest with you, they might not have posted the picture. Somebody else will post a picture and say, yeah, this is what they did. And they be like, huh?
So for me, Jess, one of the favorite chat pages that I used to love to follow is the late great David Jason Frank. You know who David Jason Frank is?
Of course I do.
Who's that? Who that?
Oh man, it breaks my heart because I'm going to tell you this story. First of all, that he is the Green Ranger.
It is morphin' time.
What happened was that Galaxy Con was happening.
Jason David Frank. Sorry, I got the name wrong. Thank you, Heel Vega.
Thank you.
Galaxy Con was around here in Richmond. Richmond's not that far. We bought tickets to that. He was going to have a whole meet and greet and everything. Bought tickets. A week later, he passed. That's how we know mental health is a real thing.
Definitely.
Because it's so crazy how he advocated for mental health, and it just took one person to trigger him off, and now he's gone.
Do you think that social media has made pro wrestling better or more dangerous for the wrestlers, for the athletes?
I think it made it dangerous for everybody, not just wrestlers, but everybody who is a celebrity in this world. Because you never, again, we don't know these people, but I knew one thing. Maybe some of them dream about being normal like us, not famous. Like where I could just go to Burger King or go to a restaurant, sit and eat peacefully without somebody running up with their phone saying, hey, take a picture. Hey, sign this piece of napkin, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm sure they get tired. Right. I'm sure. I think it made it worse. It made them a little too accessible. And it feels like the entitlement is there. Too entitled, and it shouldn't be. You're not entitled. These are still humans. Imagine if Charlotte Flair was just that. Charlotte Flair, the barista at Starbucks. Still looked the same, still had the same personality. She serves coffee.
That's it. And that's her job.
That's it.
That's her job.
Y'all would not blink twice.
Looking at the honest middle ground, I think that accessibility has built brands. Being able to contact your favorite brand. Don't get it wrong. The Tristan Law Show is a brand. 830 Wrestling Network is a brand. Tristan Law is a brand. Just the Apton is a brand. Randy Orton is a brand. WWE is a brand. And that, the accessibility, I'm not sure. I'm going to step out on a limb, and I hope it's a thick limb because I'm a big guy. I hope that, and I've been losing weight. I don't think that Stu's probably ever messaged anybody, a creator, a personality that he's seen, but like Stu messages me on a regular, I've received emails from other people, because of what happens here on this channel. So that accessibility builds the brand, see, right? It feels like, oh, well, that person, you could invest in that person just a little bit. Social media, it grew careers. If there was no YouTube, there'd be no Logan Paul. You wouldn't care about Logan Paul.
Yeah, you're right about that. I was like, now that is the pros of social media, where brands, actual professionals can now see you and see your craft and see what you can do. I hate saying that, but man, Logan Paul is on the move. He has motion. We all thought he was just a YouTuber. But every time I turn around, there are certain gyms like the Diamond Gym. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Diamond's Gym.
Never.
But, well.
Sounds like a gym in the back of a strip club.
Huh?
Sounds like a gym in the back of a strip club.
No, it's one of those gyms where apparently they don't drink water unless they finish their workout. It's one of them big body workouts,
Sounds crazy.
Right. So they done got a partnership with Prime. And I was like, okay, Logan, I see what you're doing. You're placing the Prime brand on small businesses. I was like, wow. Once that, work out about workouts and health and everything, I was like, okay, I see you, Logan Paul. I can't get mad at that at all. Versus Triple H, who, just wants to do a, what is it called? The Attitude Era edition of WWE 2026.
Look, man, I'm tempted to buy. I'm really tempted to buy.
They got a lot. They got that. They got the CM Punk story. They have the Attitude Era version. There's a one where you can buy Joe Hendry. I was like, wow.
Say his name and he'll appear. Heel Vega says a person's status in the public determines how a majority of people approach them as well. If Sol Ruka worked at Starbucks, I would find it much easier to ask her on a date versus who versus who she is as a celeb. I would not ask out pro wrestler Sol Ruka, but I would ask out Starbucks barista Sol Ruka. So what if she decides to quit wrestling and go be a barista? Would you ask her out then?
Yeah.
Or would her past be a like a rose colored block on you?
I think that direct fan connection has created new revenue streams, and wrestlers or personalities like us, we benefit from the closeness, from people being able to, I don't put our social media handles for Threads and Instagram on the bottom because it's a space I'm trying to fill. If I was trying to fill the space, I'd put something else. I put it really so that, people buy from people that they're like. And what are we selling? I personally feel that every single time when we come here, when you're looking at a face on this channel, the 830 Wrestling Network, I am earning you to come back and stay subscribed. I'm earning you, and I feel like every single time that's what it is for me. So you buy from people that you like. So you poke around on my Instagram, you poke around on my Threads, and you go, oh, I like this guy. He thinks the way that I think, or you know what? I like the pictures that he posts, or whatever the case may be. We benefit from the closeness, but access without boundaries, it creates entitlement. Stop following your favorite celebrities in the airport. Stop stalking your favorite celebrities in hotels. Stop being over familiar with meet and greets. You're still meeting a stranger. It's weird. You're blurring the lines between the character and the person. Stop being weird. For
I
me,
think that happened with just a prime example. Rena, I think she said something about a meet and greet, and the person tried to hug her. And she wasn't feeling that. She was just trying to, get the picture over with, which I can understand.
Right.
And then the fan got upset because she felt like she was entitled to a hug from Rena because she paid $150 for a meet and greet. And I'm like,
you paid for a meet and greet.
That's not how this worked, baby.
Right. You didn't pay for a hug and kiss. You paid for a meet and greet. You met them. They greeted you. Have a nice day.
Right.
Have a nice day.
I'm just like, do y'all ever read that stuff? Like when y'all buy these tickets, do y'all ever read what is meant for a meet and greet? 95% of the time, it is just a picture, a hi, and that's it. That's it. And maybe you're great. They grace you with their presence.
That's
not
right.
The other way around.
That's right. You see, for me, even as a man, right? When I'm and I put myself on the full screen for this so everybody can see it. If I meet somebody and somebody gets a hug or whatever, like I always make sure, I'm standing behind them. And if I'm putting my arm around them, my arm is always straight and my hand is always out, but I'm never like around the person so that nobody could say that I'm inappropriate with them. Cause look, we have to understand that I have a lot of strikes against me. And one of them is that and I'm not trying to make this a thing, but one of them is that I'm black and the other one is that I'm a man. People will think, oh my God, he's a black freak and he just wants to, ravage me, which is not the case. I'm a human just like you. And if I'm standing there, I don't put my arms around people's waists when I take pictures with them. Like I'm very careful how I touch people in public. I was on a cruise ship and a lady was like, "Ooh, can I take a picture with you?" Yeah, no problem. I said, "Come on in, ladies." And I put my arms around them like this, but I made sure that I wasn't touching them. So that nobody could say that, oh my God, he was being inappropriate, because I don't roll like that. Like, look,
it's so crazy. I know, I get it, Trish. And it's just like, you know what this is reminding me of? Jey Uso. Oh my Lord. He drives with him and Jada work out together. I'm sure, NXT and all of that, they're probably always in the same city, I believe, right? Usually.
They live close to the Performance Center in Orlando.
Right. They will be in the SmackDown one or the Raw one, but they're usually in the right proximity, right? Mm-hmm. They caught Jey Uso and Jada hugging or possibly on a plane together or whatever. And people have lost their minds. Lost it. Thought they were sleeping with each other, everything. But she was using his moves and all of that. I'm like, she's like 23 years old.
Ain't no wrong with it,
He probably trains her. Come on now.
Look, not for nothing. I hug my lady friends. And I'm talking about my platonic friends. I hug my lady platonic friends.
I hate that. And, you know, there's a lot of women who don't like me for this, but I feel like, bro, a hug, y'all got to get up out your asses about that. A hug?
That's right.
Now, if you talk about a hug and at the lower waist and you're picking the girl up, all right.
And you catch a booty grab.
That's a bit much. Huh?
And you catch a booty grab, that's a bit much. I agree.
Yeah, that's much. But a regular hug, middle back, round the neck, or whatever, that is normal. Where's your manners? Who raised y'all? Like, who raised these people? I was like, man, my mother taught me a hug is a hug. A hug is a hug. Now, kissing, ooh, that's changed over the years.
Thank you.
That's changed over the years. Used to be you could walk up to your homeboys or homegirls, hit you boom on the cheek, and that's it. That's it. But now, boy, you do that. Oh, Lord. Y'all got kids. Y'all are family. Y'all married, got kids, everything. I'm like, poof. It's gotten crazy these days, man. I miss... See, my kids get it. My kids understand. They get it. They get it. Like, back in the day. Well, see, I'm only 34, by the way. Today is my 34th birthday. And back then, you know, a hug was a hug. And that's it. And I'm just like, I feel like we need more hugs in this world.
I think we do.
I think we need to bring back hugs, because I feel like people, you know, you just need to get that tension off of you. You need that good positive energy. Shut up. Good positive energy. That's what hugs do. They're supposed to give positive energy. That's what they're supposed to do. Y'all see this man's face, bro? He always takes it way further than what it's supposed to be. I'm just talking about hug one another.
Heel Vega says that he'll be a hugger for Bailey.
For Bailey? I ain't mad at it. Hugger for Bailey.
So when we celebrate wrestlers or celebrities, you know, to me, what that means respect. That means distance. That means consent. That means boundaries. It doesn't mean that you know them. Look, because you see Jess on here and you see who she is, like, you know, you don't know Jess. You don't know me. I don't know you. You know, we know each other to a way. Like, don't get it wrong. If we was in a bar, I'd buy you a drink, but it doesn't mean that we're BFFs yet. We've never really broken bread together, you know, but being a fan doesn't mean that you know the celebrity. You're not owed access. You don't deserve intimacy. Being a fan, it means by you subscribing here to this channel, what it means is that you respect our work. It means you respect the humanity. You can love the performance without claiming me because you don't belong to me. I belong to my mama. And I will say this because it's that time of the show.
All right, it's Tristan's last thought.
Most wrestling fans are great. Most fans understand the line. But the business of pro wrestling has changed. Wrestlers, we are more accessible than ever, more visible than ever, more reachable than ever. And that means they are more vulnerable than ever. The wrestling business used to protect the mystery. Now, the wrestling business has to protect the people. So celebrate your favorites. Cheer for them. Support them. Definitely buy the merch. Watch the shows. Subscribe to their YouTube channels. But remember, something simple. You are a fan. Them, they are human. Well, that was today's episode, and it's also Jess's birthday. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll be back on Wednesday to talk about WWE Unreal episode 5 of season 2. It is a snow day, so go shovel. Jess, it's your birthday. Don't go shovel anything. I'm honored to be here on your birthday. My name is Tristan Law. She's Jess the Apton. This is the Tristan Law Show, and we'll see you next time.
Flashing red lights, driving at night, windowless ride, feeling alive, nothing in sight, forever in flight. Follow those lines, we're making it.
Yes.